Yeah, it's going.
God bless Bo Nix. That's sacrifice.
He's grabbed and he's going to be sacked.
Whoa, that was not supposed to happen. Whoa, here we go. Broncos country. What is going on? Do we beat the Chiefs? The NFL is in shambles. Chiefs kingdom is crumbling. And a Broncos country riding high. I mean, stock up all of Broncos country. Mark and hopefully Kodiak will be joining later on. So, going to be Jeremy and I here chopping it up for a little while. But y'all be sure to like, subscribe to the channels. Links in the description. Let's get started. Oh, and shout out to Kalshi as well. Use the code DTB. Get $10 bonus once you start trading. We'll get into some of the AFC odds later on in the show, man. But shout out to Kalshi for sponsoring the show. Jeremy, sorry for my long-winded intro. Dude, how are you feeling, man? We beat the freaking Chiefs.
Yep. The two people that predicted it last week are the two people talking about it right now. No.
Dude, because of my short-term memory, bro. I
forgot you did?
Well, no, I forgot that we had people on Horsepower Hour picking against the Broncos. What is this?
Well,
this, man?
Yeah. I mean, I think they were just like, this is going to be a tough one. They had a lot more to, they're a little more desperate than we were. But I felt like we were, with all the negativity that we had heard coming off that Thursday night game, I just had a feeling, and Sean probably throwing some stuff out into the ether. I just had a feeling this team was going to respond. We owed them one from last year, and now I feel is just a good time to do just like a quick recap of like State of the Union. We're on our bye week, and we just beat the Chiefs. This is the first time that we're well ahead in the division, all these things, right? It feels kind of like a culmination. And I just want to do a quick recap of how we got here, because it's been 9 years of AFC West losing, of dominance by the Kansas City Chiefs. It's been 15 years since somebody other than the Chiefs or the Broncos have won the division. But
yeah, it will never be the Raiders or Chargers. It just never will be.
Let's hope. But yeah, okay. Quick recap. January of 2021, Elway hires George Payton to take over as the general manager of the team. June of 22, the Walton Penner Group buys the team. January of 23, the Penner Group hires Sean Payton. We will forget about the quarterback and the coach before that will remain nameless. And then after Penner hires Sean Payton, April of 24, the Broncos and Sean draft Bo Nix. Those are the four pillars of your franchise. And they were in 21, 22, 23, 24. And the latest edition, 2025, the Denver Broncos enter the bye week 9-2. The Kansas City Chiefs at 5-5. And here we are. It's unbelievable.
It's crazy that we're in year 3 of the Sean Payton era, and we're at 9-2 right now, man. We're at 9-2. This doesn't happen. This doesn't happen, man. And I know that, man, there are some teams that get real quick, or good real quick, but I was not expecting this, man. For 3 years ago, to say that we'd be in this position right now, as 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
I never would have thought that. So I had to throw on the faux Von Miller jersey. I normally wear the official stuff on the stream, but screw that, man. I had to wear it in honor of Von, dude, because our defense balled out. It's the best defense we've had since 2015. Yep. And he would be proud that, hey, we finally beat the Chiefs, man. And, dude, Chiefs Nation or Chiefs Kingdom, dude, it's been awesome. It's been awesome seeing the reaction. I want to talk about that here just a little bit, man, because there's been some great shows. You know, I was getting on Chiefs Concern in a video I did earlier today. I went and watched their stream. Very entertaining, guys. Go subscribe to them. If you don't agree with everything they're saying, they got a great show. But man, they're like, Chiefs are a better team, man. You know, they're saying the Broncos going nowhere. That's what a lot of the people in the comments are saying. For me, I think this is funny, Jeremy, because if there's any team that reminds me of the 2024 Chiefs winning close games,
yep,
dude, it's this team. But what have you thought about kind of the narrative of that? 9-2 frauds? Is that even a thing?
That's impossible, in my opinion. Frauds of what? Like, I mean, are you saying like frauds of being the best team in the NFL, or are you saying frauds of being a contender? Frauds, like, define fraud of what? But no 9-2 team is a fraud. Is definitely a contender. You don't fall into 9-2 accidentally. Like, I'm sorry. In the NFL, every win is tough. You know, that is just ridiculous. And it's like we're in the AFC West, man. Remember when the season started and everyone's like, this is the best division in football. This thing's stacked. They're going to kill each other. Oh, they got to go against each other. Da, 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 da. That's the toughest division in football. And now you're 9-2 and now we're frauds? How's that possible?
I love it, man. But hey, Nick Wrong even owned it today. He's like, Bo Nix outplayed Patrick Mahomes. Dude, we got to start there. You're the Bo Nix guy. If there's a Bo Nix fan club, dude, you're the fan club president, dude.
Yep.
You
I'm the
come
bus
to
driver of the
more than anybody, man. So what did you think of his play throughout the game, man? Break it down for me, what we saw from Bo Nix.
I mean, that's what I expected. That's what I expected. He rises to the level of the competition. This is what he does. He might, you know, I think that they had a real come to Jesus moment of like, what can we do to help each other? What can we do? Like, I think they talked to Sean talked, and everyone was like, let's streamline this a little bit. What can we do? I think the main thing it felt like is getting the plays in earlier, just let him process the pre-process, you know, stuff a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
And that calmed his feet down, that calmed the checks down. Even Chris Jones said they called out what we were about to do, and then he made a check and he went to it. He told Franklin it's going to be here because they knew ahead of time. Like if you have all the answers to the test, you're not worried about taking the test, right? Like you feel confident going to take the test. And they knew what kind of like coverages they were going to get in like the have to have it situations. And what do you have to do? You're going to hit somebody on a corner route against, you know, press coverage. And that's, you know, a man, and they made it happen. You have to have trust in your players. You have to have trust in your team. And Sean has that in Bo. So any of that talk where it's like, oh, maybe maybe Sean's like falling out with Bo, or maybe this and that. It's like, get out of here, dude. There's no way. There's no way. So I expected him to play well. I didn't know how Mahomes was going to play. I couldn't just say like, oh, he's going to outplay Mahomes, because I don't know. I have faith in our confidence in our defense, but yeah, he shows up. That's what he does. You don't accidentally win 9 games in a row, or 8 games in a row. So yeah,
no, not at all, man. And we got Mark here. Bring him in. On.
Pick him up.
What up,
Mark? Dude, we're talking about Bo Nix right now. The GOAT. Oh my God, dude. Yes, rocking the cowboy hat again after a big time win. Got to hear your thoughts. We're starting with Bo Nix. Jeremy pointed out, man, just the offensive operation leading to him being more calm at the line, being under center a little bit more. Like, these things really help. What did you make of his performance? And yeah.
No, I thought he was phenomenal, man. I think it was one of the best games he's played. Just from a standpoint of like the command he has of the offense, which I'm not surprised about. And what I loved about it the most was, and surprisingly, Tony Romo, in the middle, he found a little bit of time, in all of like the unbelievable amount of love and just like stroking of the Mahomes ego that he was doing the entire game. To point out something that makes a lot of sense, like when the play comes in and he's got, 10 to 15 seconds by the time he gets to the line of scrimmage, everything's more calm. He's more calm. And it was so evident, even going back and watching it, like his footwork was so much better. His eyes were matching his feet. Like he wasn't rattled. And he was amazing, definitely accurate. Super clutch, things that you can't teach. So I thought he was phenomenal, man. I thought it was a great game. And you can make the argument he's played Mahomes twice in his career and he's outplayed him both times. So that's pretty good. Pretty damn good.
He absolutely has, man. And to me, man, it's been funny to see all these Chiefs fans saying Bo Nix sucks. This team sucks. Because again, I think that we're built in very similar ways. And hey, this might not be the Mahomes that you got maybe 3-4 years ago or so. This is a team that can win ugly or that can win tough defensive matchups. But I did want to give Bo Nix huge props on this. A lot of people don't realize this. Pat Mahomes, the guy with the arm, right? The guy who can make every throw. 1 of 6 from over 20 yards for throws over 20 yards. Bo Nix was 5 of 8. He was 5 of 8 from deep. We've needed that. Once we get Jalen Waddle, man, it's going to be game over for the NFL instead of Troy Franklin. But hey, Troy came up in the second half with some huge catches as well. And it was great to see. But man, I love this team. I love Bo Nix. How can you root against a guy like Bo Nix? 9 game-winning drives, guys, already in his career. 9 game-winning drives.
You have to say about Patrick Mahomes' stats. The guy is regressing.
He has to be.
He has to be. If you're overthrowing people and you're that inaccurate deep, you're regressing. I mean, I'm sorry. That's what it is. I'm sorry.
And that was always the weird narrative. Like, I was like, dude, there's a lot of things to be critical of Bo this year. Like, I think there really were some things to be critical for, but people worried about like the deep balls. I'm like, guys, you don't realize, like, there's so many NFL quarterbacks that miss on deep shots all the time.
I know.
In fact, Mahomes is always like he's missing on deep balls way more often than he's not. The thing is that people remember the big ones that he hits.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's just a common thing. Like Steph Curry misses a lot of threes. People don't realize that. But then when he starts to hit 3 or 4 in a row, all of a sudden they forget about it. So
of course.
There was some things that I was concerned with and thought he needed to clean up, but I wasn't worried about the deep ball throws. I mean, he's shown that he can do that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But I have wondered because you kept Mahomes in the pocket. Granted, he was scrambling when he threw that interception to Jaquan, right? McMillan. But I'm wondering, man, like if he's going to start to scramble less and run less, I really wonder how. I think he's going to have to make some adjustments to his game going into his 30s, man, because you even heard Chiefs guys say it on their podcast. He might need to evaluate it because I don't know if you can still be playing the same game you were playing at 26 as you are now going into your 30s, man. He had some throws in that game yesterday. That and what should have been the pick 6 to Jahdae Barron, dude. I was just shocked that he would even attempt those throws. Yeah. I don't even know what he was doing.
He like lobbed. The first one that was called back was literally just like a lob. It was like, here you go, with nobody but Jaquan. It was really weird. And that's why for me, sorry, that's why for me, like I feel like we've harped on it quite a bit, but like I love the fact that Sean is kind of telling Bo, like he's almost forcing him to not always use his legs, and like you don't want to make him not use his legs to not be productive, but it's like he knows that. Listen, the sooner that you're a really, really good pocket passer, the better it is in general, because then regardless of the state of your health, where your body's at, how old you are later on in your career, like you always want to be able to beat people in the pocket. That's why I feel like Tom Brady, all he did was get better as he got older, and Peyton Manning too, because they just became deathly from the pocket. And it's a really good point. I mean, I think Mahomes is still really good from the pocket, but you can see that teams are trying to eliminate him him extending drives with his legs. And, he's definitely not the same as he's been the last few years, especially with, no run game and not really the best weapons anymore.
and not getting every call known to man. He got plenty of calls yesterday, but like, let's be honest, how many Super Bowls do they win if they don't have the refs as their like secret ingredient? I don't think any. I swear to God, so I
Yes.
don't think any.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean he's not a great quarterback, but
Oh yeah.
I don't think he's winning any. But just go back to what makes Bo so how well he played yesterday and why Bo figured out how to beat man. Okay, that was why we started to see him second half of last season. He was excellent, right? So this season and on some of these games, they've gone, okay, we're going to play more zone on him. And because he had been missing deep shots, they weren't respecting that as much. Well, yesterday, what happened? So he was having to beat people with their legs, especially in man, because it's like, oh crap, he can beat us throwing in man and he can scramble in man. Now we're going to sit back. We're going to take away. We're going to play zones. We're going to take stuff away that way where he's going to scramble and see if he can beat us just with his arm. And he had been close, but had struggled a little bit. Yesterday, he hits Franklin early in that game on a go ball. He hit Bryant on a corner route. He hit a couple deep shots that was like, oh shoot, they have to back up. And that team, they ran some zone that they cleared out. And remember that one throw he made to Cortland Sutton on that first drive? I felt like that we hadn't done well starting any game this season on our first offensive drive. And us taking a penalty early and then overcoming that and going down and getting that field goal, especially that throw to Cortland where he did a dig and we sent Bryant through the middle of the field to kind of clear it out. And then he hit Cortland on a dig on a third down. That was like a deep, like that told them, okay, he can do that. Like he can beat us that way too. And I think it just opened up a lot more things. He was on the money yesterday. There was a couple of drops as usual, penalties overcoming penalties. Me and Mark said this yesterday. It felt like we just now are just building in getting jobbed by the refs. Like that's just a built-in factor of the game. It's like weather, you know what I mean? Like it's going to be raining regardless. So like just deal with it. And I think this team is why the mental toughness of this team is so good is because we don't crack when it's 2nd and 15 or 3rd and 15. I mean, even in that drive to win the football game, it was 2 third downs that he had to complete. And then that 2nd and 8 that he hit to Franklin to basically put us in field goal position. But that 3rd and 15, the moment he hit that, you can see the body language of the entire Kansas City Chiefs team. They were just like,
it's deflating.
He's going to do it. And that's the belief that our team has is that it's fourth quarter Bo time. And you can say whatever you want about other quarters or how he's played or whatever. He's going to do it when he needs to do it. He didn't get rattled. That was not right wide open. If you go look at that route, Cortland has to see he's scrambling and he didn't just take off running. Because if he would have taken off running, he's probably not going to get 15 yards. He took off running to evade the rush, but he kept his eyes downfield. And then as soon as he saw Cortland kind of go into scramble mode, he does that throw on the run, like jump throw. And it was like, you could just see the Chiefs. You could see one of the Chiefs coaches super upset. And it was just like, they know what's coming and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Mm-hmm. Mark, did you have any thoughts on that?
I mean, I think you said it perfectly, but it's again, that's what has been one of the most impressive things about this team. And it kind of reminds me of the direct comparison I think of is like the Nuggets when we won the championship, right? Not saying we're going to win it, but what I really liked about that team is like for a while, they would always like every time they get a bad call against them, they would just complain and they get all mad and you could tell that it affected them. I really love the fact that this team can just kind of go on to the next play, forget about it, have that goldfish memory that we talk about. I mean, Riley Moss has it, Jaquan McMillan's got it. Like all these guys is just like on to the next play, keep going. I think it's just such an important trait to have.
Because I don't got it.
Stay locked and loaded.
I don't got it, man. I didn't start this season as a refs guy, but man, I feel like I'm getting on the refs every game, man. Like, dude, these guys, they've been terrible, man. And I think it's funny, dude. You watch the Chiefs fans, they think the game was officiated horribly in favor of the Broncos, dude. How about that? I'm glad someone else caught a clip of one of their receivers false starting in the game yesterday too. Man, I wanted to hit.
My thing is, it's like, dude, now you know how we feel. Like, you're getting a taste of your own medicine. You don't really okay, you can be upset about it, but now you understand this is what we've been trying to say for years now. It sucks, huh? And it only happened to you guys like once. So
yeah, right.
You deserve it.
And they still got 80% of the calls, or the non-calls. The non-calls is what really did it to me.
Dude.
Like, they were basically tackling Nick Bonito out there. And it's just like non-call. Like, what do you want him to do? That was what it was. Just
dude, he needs to wear his helmet loose. That's what he needs to do.
Like that one on Malcolm Roach.
Yeah, where his helmet just flies off, dude. That's what he needs to do. But I wanted to hit on this on Bo Nix before we get back to talking about, Patrick Mahomes, fading into irrelevancy, right? But I thought the Chiefs' game plan, it made sense. I know a lot of Chiefs fans obviously are mad because you guys lost, but Bo Nix has not been good against zone. He's always been great against the blitz. It didn't surprise me that they dropped a bunch of guys and said, beat us through zone, dude. And Bo hit those throws.
Mm-hmm.
Bo hit those throws this time, man. So I don't necessarily hate the game plan from the Chiefs. Bo just finally stepped up, man, when we needed him to. And our receivers did a better job too. Still a little inconsistent. And shout out to Marvin Mims, man. For some reason, I think he's just he's a psychological comfort to me. It seems like for Bo Nix and the play calling, like the play calling just seems to, when you got him running, those jet motions and the orbit motions and all those different things, man, it just seems to put Bo at ease when he's got somebody to go to like that. Did Marv even have a couple catches? I can't remember, but he was all over the field pre-snap.
Yeah, he had one rush. Or it was a catch, but it was a behind the line of scrimmage, so they called it as a rushing attempt. But yeah, he was. I was surprised how little involved he was. Or I guess maybe he just didn't get to him. But yeah, something about Marvin's definitely. I think Bo really loves it, and it makes sense. Marvin's had a lot of really big catches for him.
And I was telling Mark yesterday, and this I truly think the little Jordan Humphrey re-signing or bringing him back in was more of a Pat Bryant move than it was, we get little Jordan Humphrey back, because Pat Bryant was having to do all the blocking and all the dirty work. And I think that if we get little Jordan Humphrey to come back, now he can do that, and it frees Pat to do other things. And you saw how big Pat was on those crucial downs, because I think what happened was a lot of teams were like, okay, we're going to play more zone and we're going to bracket Sutton on third down and then see if Bo can beat us. Now, Bo's not going to be able to run as easy because we're going to be in zone, and he's going to have to find somebody else. And Franklin wasn't, as reliable as we wanted him to be in certain situations. Marvin Mims had been out. So, you're going to see some struggles. But now, yesterday, who did he see on third down? Pat Bryant. And then once they were like, is he going to go to Pat? Court hits a couple of third downs. You had it kind of freed up. Little Jordan Humphrey didn't get any throws his way, but he got to be doing the stuff that Pat would normally be doing. And I think that really helped Bo see, because seeing big guys out there on third down, big targets like that, Evan saw some balls, but that's the comfort zone. You know what I mean? It's hard to squeeze it into Troy Franklin sometimes unless he gets wide open. So though that was, I think, a big move for Pat Bryant, because I think he's coming along, and he's going to, once Pat kind of establishes himself, that's where you're going to really start to see this offense get into the next mode, because you can't just double Cortland and then just, think that's going to stop him. So
now, Mark, man, again, you might have been the first guy to drop it in the Discord. I like Pat Bryant, man. Of course, you defended the pick when he was selected in the third round. I think the stat right now is 15 receptions, 13 of them have gone for first downs. Is it time? Is it time we see more Pat Bryant incorporated into this offense? What'd you make of his 5 catches, 4 first downs yesterday?
No, 1,000%, 1,000%. And Jeremy made a really good point in the post game. He brought it up again, like in terms of what Lil Jordan Humphrey does, and I think it showed. Like he had 6 targets, and you look at him like he's catches like 95% of the targets that are thrown his way. But dude, I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea that prior to this game, Pat Bryant only had 10 catches. I don't know why I thought it was so much more, and because they mentioned it on the broadcast, they're like, he already has 5 targets, and that's half of his entire season total. And I'm like, these guys are on crack. And I'm like, holy shit, they were actually correct.
Yeah,
but I mean, I think
it's like 1 catch a game.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it showed with and maybe because there was a few that were taken away from penalties too, and that's why I'm thinking maybe it was more. But and that's why I think it was a really good point in terms of with Lil Jordan Humphrey, because it clearly freed up Pat Bryant, because he was a lot more involved, with the 5 catches and 82 yards. But here's my thing. I wanted to kind of ask, as probably a good segue.
Yeah.
So, we might not all feel like this is the case. And when I say wide receiver 1, I don't mean that like he's the best wide receiver on the team, obviously. But is Troy Franklin the new wide receiver 1 on this team? He's currently leading them in targets, leading them in catches, and I think he's tied or leading for touchdowns. So, listen, I think Sutton is definitely a better receiver, especially at this point still, even though I really like what I'm seeing from Franklin. But that's kind of what the numbers show. Or do you feel like it's, hey, we got more guys that we can just distribute the ball to, and whoever goes with the hot hand?
Well, they're doubling Sutton, and that's opening up Franklin. That's why. If they were doubling Franklin, then Sutton would be getting all the balls.
Because I just feel like last year, I remember, and obviously Franklin wasn't nearly as good, and we had Vele and all that. But like last year, Cortland Sutton would dominate the targets and the receptions. Like it was by a long shot. And that's kind of what Sean Payton's history is of doing that. But it's pretty crazy that like through the first now 11 games of the season, I mean, Franklin has 46 catches, Sutton has 45, and he has 7 more targets than Sutton does. So
I'll say this, man. Static saying absolutely not. I kind of agree with Static on this. I don't know if it's best for our offense that Troy Franklin is like leading our team in targets right now. Maybe I think I had something starred here. Nope. I thought I did, but someone mentioned in the comments how maybe Sean is trying to get Bo to like not rely on locking on to Cortland Sutton as much. And I mean, I guess that would make sense, but Cortland Sutton's still the best wide receiver on this team. I would still like to see him get some more targets. Now, maybe, again, I'll let the smarter football people comment on this, being you guys, but are the 4 deep shots I think we took, or 5 deep shots we took with Troy Franklin, does that help keep the defense on edge enough to where it opens stuff up for Pat Bryant and Cortland Sutton and Evan Ingram? I mean, I really loved how the ball was distributed in the pass game yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, think about basketball wise. Like that's what I played growing up. If a guy's just hitting all his threes, then somebody's going to come up and start D'ing him up in front of the 3-point line, right? Because they're not just going to give him open looks because he's hitting everything. So that's when you need to start taking it to the hole, and that's going to scoot people back. I mean, it's like a punch. It's like a boxer. If you hit to the body, they're going to drop their gloves at a certain point, and then you can hit them in the head. They're taking away Sutton right now. We have to beat them on the other stuff. Then once they're going to have to adjust at a certain point, or else they're just going to get killed on that, and it's going to open it back up. But I think he relied so much on Sutton last year that teams were like, okay, don't let Sutton beat us. Double Sutton, play zone, and if he beats us, he beats us. And what would happen was he would take a little while to get going, and then he would beat them in the fourth quarter when it mattered. But you play the way you played yesterday, you're hitting Troy Franklin on go balls. You're hitting Pat Bryant on corner routes. You get the running backs involved underneath. You hit Marvin Mims on something. Then all of a sudden, Cortland Sutton's back. You know what I mean? And that seemed like what it was. So that's how you're going to have to do it.
Yeah, that's a really good question, though, Mark. Man, dude, imagine maybe Troy Franklin would have reached 1,000 yards this year if he just got better at those contested catches, man. Because if he can come down with, like, I feel like he can do it in the red zone. He's come down with some pretty good catches, some in traffic, but it's like those deep shots. I never expect him to come down with a 50-50 deep shot or something that might be slightly, not ideal in terms of where his catch radius or whatever is. Maybe you just continue to spam it until it like fully clicks. Again, 4th round pick, man, but it's clear Sean has a role for him, man, and it's stretching the field big time.
Yeah. And what I like about what Franklin's been doing this year and what Sean's been doing with him is they're moving him everywhere, man. I mean, he'll be outside, he'll be in the slot, he'll be doing some things in the backfield. Like he's really been more of a gadget, and it's credit to him because they've been putting a lot on his plate. People really forget just really how bad it was for him at some points, and the fact that he's only 22 years old. So I think he's definitely an ascending player, but no doubt about it. I mean, Courtland Sutton is still the alpha. He's still the wide receiver 1, but it's so nice that you got other guys making plays when Courtland's getting doubled, because in the games where Courtland doesn't get double teamed, you feel like he's going to eat. But it was just crazy. I mean, to see he's the leading in touchdowns, leading in targets, leading in receptions. The only thing he's not leading in right now is yards. So
I think
he's leading in drops too. I think he's leading in drops too.
Def, he's got to be.
It got to be, dude. He had 2 yesterday. I don't know if PFF gave him both of those, but 2 of them I felt like he should have come down with.
I agree. But Mark, you said that you felt, and I totally agree. I think by the end of this year, or maybe by next year, like, I think Franklin might be, I know you're getting the most targets right now, but like, as far as impact plays, I could see him being like wide receiver 3, because Pat Bryant is just going to get more and more. He's more dependable. Every single time there's that 3rd down and I need somebody to catch something and I know where it's going to be, I need you to catch and then still get 3 or 4 more yards. That's Pat Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Franklin is so far on our team, he's the guy that gets the most separation, and Bo is the most familiar with him. So that's why he's seeing so many balls, for those 2 reasons. But man, you just give Pat Bryant a little more seasoning and then you open up court a little more, like, then it's just going to be pick your poison. And that's where Sean wants to go. Sean wants to be the Saints, where it's just like, whatever coverage you guys have, we're going to bring in the right personnel and we're going to just pick the matchup we want. And that's where we're going. And it has nothing to do with number 1, number 2, number 3. It's just all about matchups.
Yep.
If he can just become Kenny Stills, man, I feel like our offense is going to be humming. Yeah, there were a couple.
The way he broke press, man. That long ball down the sidelines, like they even showed up the close up on the TV. It was a thing of beauty, man. I mean, you love to see that. So, sorry, Go ahead. What were we gonna say?
Oh, I did want to read this for people just listening, but I really like this comment from Sethoid, and Jeremy echoed some of this, but Franklin's super young. The thing is, he's elite at getting open. He's not fully up to speed in the NFL yet, but he's showing crazy catching ability. And I mean, yeah, if Troy can take another step, along with Pat Bryant here on this final stretch of the year, I mean, this offense, I don't think people are going to be memeing this offense, man. I think that, again, it should have respect. I'm not saying it's going to break records or anything like that. You know, we still got big question marks in the run game right now, most definitely. But in terms of this question, somebody had in here, I think it was George. No, Rodney. You know, do you think it was wise to move on from Vele? I do. 100%. For the price, and again, for the purpose of developing some guys with higher ceiling, being Pat Bryant and Troy Franklin.
Yeah, it was a short term, always going to be like a little bit of a struggle just because he was a reliable receiver for Bo. But I think that was a long-term move. And now where we're sitting at 9-2, like, of course you're going to be like, that was the right move. We got draft capital and all the guys are, I mean, if we had Vele, would Bryant be where he's at right now? like he'd be one more step down the depth chart. And now he's just coming into his own right at the right time. And yeah, we could talk about Ibuka or Tedero McMillan, all these people we wanted from the draft. It didn't happen, but you know what? Like we got Jade Barron, and he played really well yesterday. I felt like he learned some stuff that why Kelsey, even as an old man, can still get open. He's learning those little tricks, but he should have had a freaking pick 6, and the refs wiped it off the board. I was so upset about it, but didn't matter.
We all know.
We all know.
Yeah. Well, Luka Evans, I don't know if you guys saw Luka Evans' tweet today. I had seen it earlier. I should have sent it in the Discord because it was crazy, but he said Vance Joseph might have a tight end stopper in Jade Barron, and then he put up his play where he absolutely locks Travis Kelce down, him down. And there was a couple more after that. So yeah, he got beat on that one play. He's like pretty upset with himself, but man, he's like the physicality that he showed. He's kind of got some nastiness to him. Like when you hear him talk, he's like the nicest guy. You kind of like how can you not love this dude? He's like such a good person.
Yes.
But he was getting all up in Travis's face and yapping a little bit. But I thought Jade Barron was awesome, man. And listen, it's not all because of him, but dude, we used to be a team that would get absolutely demolished by tight ends, and that's been significantly better this year.
Yes.
Absolutely. And the one thing I noticed so much rewatching that game was even when they threw to Jade's side, but it wasn't his man, he was so fast at dropping his receiver and then going up and making a tackle and aggressively coming up the field and making a tackle, where like people like Singleton, some other people, they just kind of plant themselves and wait for the receiver to run to them. He doesn't. He's like, oh shoot, go get that guy. And he hunts him down, and he'll what could have been a 8-yard gain is now only a 3-yard gain because he's so fast to it. And that is such an underrated stat like that he does. And I don't know if people are appreciating that. It's not just coverage. It's just being a football player, being a defensive tackling machine.
Mm-hmm. Seth Lloyd coming in here saying, how about Jaquan, man? Barron isn't getting that role in our D for a while. Our secondary is freaking stacked. And I think Jaquan, he's a restricted free agent this next year. We talked about this on with Mike and Zach, but yeah, you can throw a second round tender on him, which I think you do. And I just love it, man. We were missing PS2 and we held the Chiefs to 19 points, man. It was with 150 penalty yards. So
without PS2, a team hasn't scored 20 on us.
It's crazy.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I keep saying McMillian, baby. Kodiak is in here. Give us a thumbs up when you're good to go. If you need to set up your stream or whatnot, you can take time to do that. He said, screw it. We're bringing him in here. Kodiak, let's get your takeaways really quick. We've kind of spoken about Bo Nix. We've talked about the receivers. We've talked about Chiefs Kingdom absolutely imploding, saying that, man, we suck and we are frauds. What are your thoughts right now on this victory? We're back, baby.
We are back, and it's so funny that Chiefs Kingdom is saying that we're frauds, considering how fraudulent their run was last year. And we didn't need we didn't need the refs to help us out. Like, yeah, we had some ugly games, but we didn't need ref ball, to win games for us like they did last year. So, yeah, but all I can say is it's amazing to beat the Chiefs. Like, I hate the Chiefs more than any other team. I know, call me a new gen, whatever, but I hate the Chiefs more than any other team. And the fact that we did it in the fashion that we did, it was amazing. Bo outplaying Mahomes, which is something, honestly, I didn't see coming. I honestly didn't see coming, but that was the reason we won the game, flat out. Like, Bo Nix outplaying Mahomes is the reason we won that football game yesterday.
Dude. Well said, man. Well said. Bo Nix, and I love it. 5 of 8 from deep. And I got to ask you guys this question, and then maybe we can get into some other unsung heroes of the game, because I know that we've kind of mentioned a lot of members on the team, and then get to hold your horses or giddy up. But this run game, what did you guys make of it? Do you want to see a signing happen tomorrow? And Yeah, maybe even piggyback on Ronnie's question too. You think we can beat him at Arrowhead?
Mhm.
Yeah. But since you're late, Kodiak, let's hear from you first, and then we can kind of take it from there. But what were your thoughts on the run game, RJ Harvey, everybody?
Run game was not very good yesterday, but I would chalk that up more to the Chiefs playing it pretty well rather than the Broncos just not being able to get anything going. Like obviously, Karlaftis and Jones played very well yesterday.
Yes.
I thought they did really well on early downs yesterday, and those are two incredible players on the other side. So you're not going to be playing against guys that good, every week or whatever, but you're still going to be facing these tough defensive lines, late into the year. I think it's fine as is. Like, if the offense and Bo Nix truly can come alive, remember, Bo Nix last year, what he did with no run game, maybe he's just a guy that just needs no run game to succeed. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Obviously, it's something that we should be able to lean on. You can't have it be as bad as last year. But, the thing that was puzzling to me about last year's offense is we didn't have a run game and we were still scoring a lot of points. And this year, it feels like we did have a run game, but we weren't scoring a lot of points. So I don't know. But either way, I think you stay the course. Like, you took RJ Harvey in the second round for a reason. I thought Jaleel played very well yesterday after me not having a lot of faith in him, after me kind of trash talking him over the weekend, if I'm being completely honest. But yeah. And Tyler Bidet, he looks like he's kind of been relegated to the shadow realm. It looks like Bidet can take snaps when Dobbins is healthy, but it looks like he can't take snaps when McLaughlin's healthy. I wonder why that is.
Very
That's kind of
weird.
confusing. Yeah, very confusing. But yeah,
Shocking to me.
I think it's fine as is, but I'm curious to hear what you guys think.
Mark?
Yeah, no, I was shocked, but like pleasantly shocked by how little Tyler Bidet played. He only played 8 snaps, and he wasn't even the primary pass protector. In fact, that was Adam Prentice who put some dude on his ass.
Let's go, Adam Prentice.
On that Troy Franklin ball down the side. That was an absolute dot by Bo. Does not happen if Adam Prentice does not absolutely pancake the guy. So I love to see that. But I was pleasantly surprised because my biggest fear was that Sean was going to go down the whole like 3 running backs, even though all he talked about last year was how much he hated to do it. And he stuck with his guns. And you knew that Jaleel was going to be a big part of it because he was brought up completely unprompted in the presser. I think it was on Wednesday. And they were just like, talking about the run game. And he just, without even saying, he's like, I know Jaleel's chomping at the bit and Jaleel's going to get going. So I was like, oh, that was a big tell. But pleasantly surprised that they rolled with just Harvey and McLaughlin. It wasn't the prettiest game. They only had 21 carries, really 17 between the two main guys. But for some reason, I came out of that game saying, you know what? I want them to get a full chance. I don't want to worry about bringing somebody else. And you want to bring someone on the practice squad, break glass in case of emergency, fine. But let's roll with RJ Harvey and Jaleel McLaughlin and give Adam Prentice some carries too, man, because that block was a thing of beauty.
Dude, and he's been nice in the pass game. I think, did he have a couple catches yesterday? He also had a couple tackles, I want to say, on special teams. Dude, Adam Prentice is like one of my unsung heroes now of like the season, man. He has been impressive. And yeah, maybe you give him a few more carries, maybe not out of shotgun, but maybe he can be our own Mike Allstott. But yeah, so sorry for interrupting, Jeremy, man. What do you think we do with this running back situation?
Yeah, I think the stats kind of didn't show the full scope of that. I felt like we ran the ball better than the stats looked. I know there was definitely a few plays that we got tackled in the backfield or whatever, but for the most part, I thought RJ and Jaleel ran hard. That touchdown run was just, that one play encapsulated this season for the Chiefs and for the Denver Broncos. It was a matter of two teams going, toe to toe and saying who wants it more. And it was the Broncos. It was a tug of war that we were not going to lose. And Jaleel just happened to be up in the air in the middle of it. And it was just like, we are not going to lose to you guys. We're not afraid of you. Bo Nix had the best line in the post game saying, some people say, if you're scared, go to church. Ain't nobody scared on the Denver Broncos about the Kansas City Chiefs. That's been proven a couple years ago. That was proven last year. It's been proven yesterday. So I just like the fact that I think they ran a lot harder than it looked. Prentice, yeah, we talked about it I felt like he was going to be in the pass pro, and man, if he's back there, I trust him because that one block was just insane.
Sick.
Mm-hmm.
Sick.
It was like a
And
bouncer from
he
a club.
stood over him too. He hit him with the Ed McCaffrey like point almost. It was
Yeah.
dope.
I loved how hard the guys ran, man. And I know, again, they're not thumpers, dude. They're not bruisers. But Jaleel came in and ran hard. And, yeah, RJ, I was surprised in some of his short yardage as well, man. Again, it's not going to show up on the stat sheet. But I was as impressed as you could be with the run game that did not perform well against the Chiefs. But I will say this, man. Yeah, absolutely sign somebody to the practice squad. That's what I want to do. That way you're not tied to any of these guys on the 53 straight up from the get-go. That's not how it happens with running backs pretty much anyway. So please, for the love of God, sign a veteran running back to the practice squad this week. Dude, if we have one of our other guys go down, dude, we are in serious trouble. Dude, we are we might be one hit away from Deuce Vaughn seeing the field. Now, not to say Deuce Vaughn sucks.
I love Deuce. Yeah.
But Deuce Vaughn has some limitations. But maybe he can become our Darren Sproles with enough practice. We'll have to see. And guys, I totally forgot yesterday to shout out Frank Crum, man.
Absolutely.
How about that, man? With same distance, a 35-yard field goal too at the end of the game, and this time we blocked correctly. But Frank Crum, dude, he kind of changed the momentum a little bit because he changed the calculus. We could settle for a field goal there at the end. Any other thoughts on Frank Crum and kind of how he changed the whole game blocking that thing?
I told Mark yesterday, it felt like the Giants game of course we got a freaking phantom DPI on Riley Moss, as of course we will. That should be like the other team's game plan at this point. If it's third and long,
it is.
Just heave it towards Riley Moss.
It is their game.
Make some bull crap up, get the first down.
That's what I do.
The Giants score a touchdown. Jackson Dart punches it in. There's 30-some seconds left, but then they miss that extra point. And all of a sudden, they went from being like, ooh, look at us, we just took the lead, to, oh no, something bad's about to happen. And when Frank Crum made that play and kept it a 3-point game instead of a 4-point game, now you only need a field goal to tie it up instead of a touchdown, I felt the same exact feeling of y'all just messed up. Like you made a mistake. We're going to capitalize on that. It's going to come back to haunt you. And the other guy that we have not shouted out, and honestly, like besides Bo Nix, player of the freaking game, big nuts Lutz, with Big Willie style, dude, that 54-yarder was so clutch. I mean, the game winner was clutch, but that one should be, right? It's down the middle. But that 54-yarder, after they screwed up on the call right before that should have made it like a 51-yarder or whatever. No problem. I got it. 5 field goals, and everyone was just money. Like Sean Payton, it's just like we've talked about this before, but the fact that he had a different kicker every single year to start out his, tenure as a head coach. And then as soon as he finds Will Lutz, he's like, this is my dude. And it's that belief in your players that they want to perform for you. I mean, I feel like, last week or 2 weeks ago against Houston, when he's yelling, Will, right through, and then he gives him that little smirk. And I was like, no other coach is yelling at their freaking kicker right before the biggest kick of the game and just joking around with him, except for Sean Payton and Will Lutz, because they just have that bond to him. And it's paying off again and again. He was money, and we needed all of it.
How about Crawshaw too, man? Couple huge boots to help flip field position. Again, shout out to Chief Concerns. I really enjoyed their post game shows, but yeah, they'll talk about how this team is just so much more talented, than the Broncos or their team. But man, when I'm looking at their special teams, dude, Marvin Mims, Jeremy Crawshaw, Will Lutz, you don't get a better trifecta than that, really, man. And special teams was a huge factor. I think we talked about this last week, how we needed a plus impact from special teams in order to have a win. And they just came up huge in so many ways, man. Bought us some points for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, what's crazy from 2017 to 2022, whenever we would struggle against the Chiefs, I feel like special teams was always a big part of that. I feel like our special teams was just thoroughly outcoached. Brock Olivo, Tom McMahon, just all Dwayne Stukes, all those horrible special teams coordinators. They were all so bad. And last year, I felt like it was really a changing of the guard in our specific matchup because I remember last year throughout the game against the Chiefs, like I did a full battle or a full like video on the special teams battle of the Broncos and the Chiefs in Arrowhead last year, like in the middle of the year. And we were winning. We were very, very substantially winning the special teams battle throughout the game until obviously we're not going to talk about what happened at the end. But yeah, once again, this is you got to find any way you can to get an advantage over the Chiefs. And it feels like, I don't know, it feels like they're not really locked in on their special teams right now. But at the same time, with us struggling all year long, it felt like Darren Rizzi really took this mini bye to, capitalize on some stuff. And yeah, I don't know. I sent it to you guys in the Discord. I said Alex Forsyth played on field goal protection yesterday, and talk about a redemption story.
Beautiful, man. Yeah, shout out to Denver Trav. Go follow him over on YouTube, TikTok.
Denver Trav, get some receiver gloves to go with that Hufanga jersey because if you do that, maybe Hufanga can actually catch one of these interceptions that he has in his hands week after week after week. That's the only. I have no complaints about Hufanga, but man, he could have had like 7 picks this year. It feels like, dude, he always seems to have one.
As a captain, he needs to be on the drugs machine. Come on now.
That's why he's a DB. He can't catch. You don't care.
Yeah, if he could catch, he'd be playing offense.
Oh, this is reminding me, guys. How could I forget? You know who isn't dropping those 50-50 long balls? A.T. Perry.
Oh, God, facts. He's 100% on long balls.
Dude, exactly, dude. Get A.T. Perry in this game. Come on, Sean Payton.
Who's the first of you guys to get the A.T. Perry jersey? The bootleg. It's got to happen.
Dude, if he catches a touchdown, dude, yeah, I'm definitely getting
You're going to do it?
All right. Which, by the way, really quick, got a segue before we get into well, first off, do we have any more unsung heroes before we get into hold your horses or giddy up?
I got Chris Abrams drained, dude. I just felt like he played a really good game. They shut down Rashee Rice, Hollywood Brown, freaking Thornton. Like they just were quiet. The whole defensive backfield was really good. And Sean, Vance, and Rizzi just outcoached Kansas City. They all just were nails yesterday. So yeah, those are mine. Oh, and Bo Nix's DB skills. Because that was was a horrible play.
Dude,
and Bo Nix was like, nope, I'm not letting you
Dude, I expected a lot more out of Harvey. Now, Paul wants to see more Wildcat throws. I think I'm about done seeing RJ Harvey throw the ball after he threw that duck, man. That could have been a pick six.
It was one of those where you're like, oh, he used to be a quarterback. Now I understand why the word used isn't.
Yeah, he's 5'8", dude.
Yeah, he was like quarterback.
But it's not just because he's 5'8". I think it's 5'8"
because he can't see over the line, so he just hucked it up.
Yeah, but that one was like, it looks like it's been a while since he's thrown a ball.
Yeah, man.
I love Bo.
Did they give Bo a PBU on that? Let's see.
They should have. I loved him like the post game. He was just like, yeah, I was way more open in practice. But as soon as he threw it up, I was like, all right, I got to make sure they don't catch this. But when he threw it, I was like, oh, no, don't. Like the fact that Cortland, we said this yesterday, but the fact that Cortland didn't throw the one that he had the chance to throw, that's the first time I've seen a receiver actually have a little bit of like discipline. Any other time, it's like, I'm throwing this no matter what happens. Double coverage doesn't matter. And I proved it yesterday.
Dude, I'll need to verify this, George. He's saying Troy has the lowest drop rate of Broncos receivers. Wonder if that's true, dude. Dude, we got some biased people over at PFF or whoever is charting that, man. I don't believe that one bit, but who knows? We thought Pat Bryant had more than 10 catches coming into this week.
I can look it up. I was actually on PFF just now.
Okay. Well, while you're looking that up, let me go ahead and plug Kalshi really quick because we're going to get into, some fun hypotheticals. Kalshi's been kind enough to sponsor the channel. Use code DTB for a $10 bonus when you get signed up and start playing. And hey, right now, guys, I threw a little bit of money earlier on today on the Broncos winning this division, dude. At they're at 77% right now. So that's fantastic. Again, shout out to Kalshi. And we'll be able to go through and take a look at who is favoriting who in these games after the bye. But I'm definitely feeling good about our chances to win the West right now, unless something catastrophic happens. But Mark, what'd you find, man?
Yeah, George, hate to break it to you, man, but he is leading the team in drops, both in the number of drops and drop percentage. He's the highest at 11.5. Well, in terms of for the receivers, 11.5% drop rate, 6 total drops. That's of like the receivers and tight ends. The guy actually has the most drops from a percentage standpoint is Jaleel. He's dropped 50% of his, but he's only had 2. And surprisingly, Nate Atkins, man. Nate Atkins, 3 drops.
Wow.
Dude, ever since he quit vaping.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, of the main ones, it is Franklin by quite the margin.
Interesting.
I love it.
He's not to Jerry Judy's level.
No, and not nearly as much as a diva. So,
yeah,
I'm just glad it's not court, man. That'd be bad for my court agenda. Okay.
He's second though.
Jeremy, let's get to some of these fun giddy ups. What you got for us?
All right. Well, you kind of answered one of them, so I have 2 more. I did want to say that I think the Broncos are the first to go along with what we were just talking about. Bo Nix breaking that up. I think the Broncos are the first team to have 2 white corners in a long time. I mean, that's got to be a record, right? With Bo Nix breaking that. So.
Yeah. I was like, what?
Although, dude, like the Riley Moss, like reverse or not even it's just blatant racism. I don't know what it is, but like it's really it's getting to the point where it's like Pat Surtain, Aqib Talib, like how many like legendary football players have to call, like they're literally, it's not me saying it, they're saying it. And when they're saying it, it's just like, at what point is this going to stop? I don't understand.
It's how they ref Mahomes, but reverse for Riley Moss.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I'll say this. I mean, I think he's built that reputation. So he is getting like bad reputation calls, but he also does like a lot of it is like, dude, you just didn't have to do that though. Like why make it a decision for the refs? But certainly there's a little bit of targeting. I mean, like, come on, that holding call or whatever it was, or was it illegal contact?
Illegal contact. That gave me PTSD to last year when, remember, the Chiefs got a phantom illegal contact when we sacked them on 4th down. And it was their only touchdown of the game. That gave me PTSD. That reminded me of that. And I was like, we're really doing this again.
I would like to see when that flag was pulled. Because if it was after the ball was up in the air and Barron's catching it, that's when the flag gets pulled, then it's 100%.
I'll guarantee it was.
Yeah, I guarantee it.
I'm just not a fan of those calls ever being made when they're completely away from the play.
Yeah,
that's the thing too. And I don't mind a little hand fighting. Like I don't mind some of the non-calls the Chiefs DBs had on our guys, man. If football is a physical sport, but that was soft, dude. That was such a soft illegal contact call, man.
And George is saying they were holding Troy all game. They had a hand wrapped around his waist. They did it to Evan Ingram. Yeah. And then that phantom bullcrap Palczewski hold after he like almost lost his shoe call, where he like tried to reach out and grab the guy and the guy completely like swiped his hand away, but still got called for a holding penalty. I'm like, he literally couldn't even hold. Like he was trying to put his arm out and he got swiped. Like how is that? Like that's the most non-hold I've ever seen. He like didn't even make contact. It was crazy, but again, 3rd and 15 doesn't matter. We'll find a way.
Yeah, we'll block their field goal, block their extra point.
Whatever.
We'll do what we got to do. We'll keep the short memory.
Okay. I'm going to, so one of my questions we covered, the giddy up or hold your horses. The Broncos running game is currently in good hands. I think we kind of went through that one.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go. Anybody who wants to take this, let's go. This game will prove to be the pivotal moment in the future. Future is the key word here of the AFC West.
David, you look like you have a thought.
Well, maybe are we talking about this year or just like future years?
This year and beyond. Is this just a this year thing is basically the question, or is this a from now on this is the pivot moment of the future?
I don't think we're going to go and win 12 or 16 straight against the Chiefs. I just don't see that happening, but I see this as it now being an even playing field between the Chiefs and another team in the AFC West. If not, we have a little bit of an advantage over them right now. I absolutely see both teams holding up their end of the bargain in a real rivalry now moving forward. The Chiefs, again, I don't know where this narrative came from with so many Chiefs analysts, fans, reporters, that this offense and that this team is somehow more talented and better than some of the teams that they've had in the past. You're throwing to Tyquan Thornton and the Ghoul Kareem Hunt. Like, Hollywood Brown is not good anymore. Like, they're going to be able to reload. They're like, they might be down this year, but they're going to be coming back. But it really just depends on if they're able to put enough pieces around, Pat Mahomes. And I mean, their defense is still playing really, really good after losing guys like Justin Reed, and I think they lost another DB as well. So I'd say, like this last year, you knew we played them hard, but we couldn't get the job done with the starters on the field. Now we know, like, man, this is a real rivalry. And hopefully, man, this game in Arrowhead gets flexed to Sunday night.
Well, it's on Christmas Eve.
It's on Christmas
Day already.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Hopefully it's like as least impactful as possible, so we can all enjoy Christmas a little bit.
Agree.
That's one of the main reasons I was happy yesterday.
Yeah, I agree. So you're saying like this doesn't necessarily tip everything to us. It just pivots them away from the reign of the Chiefs is now over, and now it's just level. That's what you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Although with us having a rookie quarterback scale contract, I think it does put us at the advantage. But I mean, the Chiefs, even though they're 5-5 or whatever they're at right now, they're still a team that I still very much respect. And it's because they have a very good defense.
Yeah. And I think we're gonna have a question coming up. I'll use that as the third question. It was one of Mark's. You guys have any, Kodiak, Mark? Do you have any thoughts on that?
So I do. I would say I hold your horses on this one. The reason I say that is because I feel like that game was last year. I feel like that game was last year in Arrowhead when Bo Nix outplayed Mahomes once again, and it took an all-time special teams disaster for us to lose that game. And credit to KC for making that play, but that's what proved to me that wasn't going to be as easy for the Chiefs going forward. And the AFC West is going to be pretty tough. Like, I don't imagine the Raiders are down forever. He rebuilt Seattle like that almost. So, I mean, for the rest of the year, they're toast, whatever. But I can't imagine the AFC West is going to be like just, us and the Chiefs going forward. Like, obviously, the Chargers could still make some noise, not to be like a Herbert apologist or anything, because that's not what I'm trying to say. But I think the reason I disagree is because I felt like the game was last year. I felt like it was in Arrowhead last year, and we just proved it yesterday. It just further cemented things, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. I think the ball knowers, people who actually watch the game, know that was the game that we overcame them, like, mentally. But like the national media will look back and say it's this game.
Yeah. We knew after how we played them last year that was such a turning point in us just not being scared of anybody, dude. Ever since that game, dude, we have just not played anybody scared. Hey, Colin, welcome. You are a Broncos fan. You're at the right place. Subscribe to all the channels. Links are in the descriptions. Okay. And we also got Pats fans in here and a Jake Plummer apologist. Love it.
Love Jake Plummer. I wouldn't say
one of my guys. I love Jake Plummer.
Yeah.
Love Jake.
I love the fourth. He's like the fourth best ever. But
I was going to say he's in the top 5.
Hey, how about, I mean, with how we got Bo, with how Sean got Bo going, with more under center, more bootlegs, looked a lot like the Jake Plummer offense, man. And I think that it does, like, we just made the game a little bit easier for Bo this game around as to what we've seen in the past. So, sorry, Mark, we didn't get your take on this.
I'm kind of with Kodiak on it. I mean, I think for me, I don't look at it like it's necessarily like a changing of the guard per se. I mean, I think for me, I look at it from a fan's perspective, and now it's like you don't have this fear for the Chiefs like you used to. Like over the last few years, man, it was just like you're exhausted of the Chiefs before you even play them because you know it's just going to be an unbelievably annoying game. It's going to be so tough. I remember, I think it was like 2017. I was at the Monday night game, and dude, Von Miller was relentless. He was constantly on Patrick Mahomes' ass, and all he would do is make plays. And so it just almost felt like is this hurdle you're never going to be able to get over.
Mm-hmm.
And so now you kind of have, like last year it should have been that, but the fact that we actually took care of business this time, it's like, all right, now you don't necessarily fear him as much, and maybe they're not as feared around the course of the NFL, which, to be honest with you, was expected. And I expected this a lot sooner for them than it did.
Mm-hmm.
Like, kudos to the Chiefs for having a dynasty that lasted as long as it did. I mean, you look at the Tom Brady Patriots, they had their dynasty. Then they had 10 years where they really weren't all that good. And then they had a second dynasty because it's very tough to go through that transition. So I couldn't believe it, man. When I heard it, I was watching your live earlier, David, when some Chiefs fans were saying Andy Reid should be fired.
Yeah, dude, isn't that
Or
crazy?
they're sick of Andy Reid.
Yeah, they think the game is past him.
Dude, that is the most asinine. Like I hate the Chiefs, and I would love it. I would love it if Andy Reid.
I'm having
like,
a celebratory.
retired,
Do it.
got fired.
Do it.
Yeah.
Agree.
I would love it. But are people out of their minds? Andy Reid,
Yes.
if he's done so much for Kansas City, if he wanted to coach until he's 110 years old, he's coaching. I don't care if he goes 0-16. Like he's earned that, and so. That's insanity. Like, do they just forget what the hell they just did for the last? They've been in 4 championship games in a row?
Dude, again, they think
Crazy, bro.
They think he should be putting up 30 points a game with freaking Tyquan Thornton and what other wide receiver like Zay Worthy? Like, I know he had like a big game in the playoffs, but is he really much different than Troy Franklin right now? Like,
It's what
they
we
just
were
don't
talking
have the
about last
talent.
week. Yeah, well, it was what we were talking about last week with Bo. It's like, do you guys forget the last 10 years of what we went through with the freaking carousel of quarterbacks? Like, and you're ready to bail because he had one bad game on a Thursday Night Football that he won? Like,
dude,
what are we doing?
did
And that's the
Hollywood
same thing
Brown-
I would say to them. Like,
Yeah,
like
Yeah, but
he just won you 9 straight.
They've gone to 4 straight Super Bowls or something like that.
He's been in the AFC Championship for like every single year. Mahomes, like, are you out of your mind? Like,
it's insanity. Yeah, it's insanity.
like that's the ultimate level. Like, that's the peak entitled fan right there.
And they're 5-5, dude. It's not like they're like they're 0-10 or 1-9.
They can still
Like
make the playoffs, dude.
we were 5-5 and we lost to them last year. Like you can easily still make it in the playoffs, which I think would be a good segue into one of the next questions.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Do you got one more for us?
Yeah.
Jeremy?
One more real quick.
Okay.
The Bo Nix slander has been extinguished until the postseason at the earliest. Anyone?
You talking about from the local media or like from me?
Yeah, just
personally?
the overall noise, the local media, the national media, just the
No,
whole-
hell no, bro. If he goes out there and lays a dud against Washington, people are gonna lose their mind.
Yeah, I know, man.
It's
People,
Not a chance.
Totally agree.
hold your
Not a
horses, dude.
chance.
People love to hate this guy. Is it just because of his name? Is that why? Because like Bo Nix, it sounds like again, is it because he wasn't that great of a quarterback as a 18-year-old at Auburn? Like, is that really what this whole thing? Do people just not like Oregon? I understand. Is that?
I think it's
I don't
like
know what it is, man.
I think it's just personally, I have my own. It's like the Tebow thing. It's like people don't like him being like this outspoken, like religious, good kid. Like something about him irritates them. I don't know what it is. Like they were like, I don't want this guy to succeed.
Spiky hair? Is it spiky hair?
Yeah.
I can understand that. I'm sometimes the spiky hair stuff kind of bothers me a little bit. No, I think a lot of it is like Sean Payton's to blame for it though too.
Oh, they like
No,
Sean Payton
I really
gassed
do.
him up.
I just think Sean Payton is almost like said too many ignorant things. I mean, he loves Kay Adams, bro. He'll tell Kay Adams anything. But and a lot of the times too, like what he says really is taken out of context. But I think he's just put a lot of that undue pressure, and people are like, I hate Sean Payton, and he's always talking about Bo. So as a result, I hate Bo Nix too.
Yeah, no, George makes a great point too. I think so many people were wrong about Bo Nix going into the draft and saying that he's not a first round talent or whatever's arm strength, whatever you guys people thought.
Yep.
Now they are like dug in on it. And it's like, I can't be wrong. It's impossible for me to be wrong about a football take. I'll be wrong. Like, I wanted Vance Joseph fired after we got kicked in the nuts by Miami. I was wrong. Like, he's great. Like,
I thought
it's not that
Paxton
hard
Lynch was
to
gonna
just
be
admit
good.
you're wrong. Like, it's fine. But
Mhm.
like, they can't let it go. I don't understand what it is.
Now, Mark, we have not addressed this yet. You brought this up, talking about Indy KC. I think that this would be nice to ask the whole panel here. What you got for us?
Yeah, I want to know what you guys think in the chat too, because I've seen some local people talking about like, hey, it's actually in the Broncos' best interest to root for the Chiefs next week when they play against the Colts, right? Because that would make the path to the number 1 seed easier. And I think that is absolutely insane, because 100 times out of 100, I would rather go to Indy and play Daniel Jones and Shane Steichen in Indianapolis in a playoff game than have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid come here to Denver. Absolutely, 1,000%. I'm rooting my ass off for the Colts. I am praying to God that the Chiefs do not even make the playoffs, because if we're the 2 seed and we got to play the Chiefs at the 7 seed, talk about the anxiety. No one wants to play this team. They might not be the same Chiefs as they have been for the last couple years. But one thing that you do know is that in the important games and when the playoffs start, they're almost impossible to beat, man. And just go look at Patrick Mahomes' record in the playoffs. It's insane. So yeah, I don't know where that narrative's coming from. Like, I'll take my chances that the Colts will lose some games down the road as Jonathan Taylor cools off, but not a chance in hell am I rooting for the Chiefs. No way. No way.
Dude,
Cody,
that is such
I
a
know what you guys-
lazy radio host take, in my opinion. That is like, oh, well, technically, if it's like, have you not watched football the last 9 years? Like, no. It's like with the Patriots. It's like, are you out of your minds? Like, until they're mathematically eliminated, I want them dead. Like, period.
Yes.
Dude.
Yes.
Like McDaniel.
Yeah, I
That's
guess
how I
I
feel
do
about
with these. Yeah, on here, man. I'm just trying to, so I'm not up till 2 a.m. But dude, Daniel Jones, really? Yeah, I agree, man. Dude, Kansas City, they showed. Anytime they get in the playoffs, man, they'll go on a run. I absolutely do not want to face them in the playoffs. No. You root for
I
the
would rather
Colts,
play
man.
anybody else. Anyone else. I'd rather play Buffalo than play Kansas City, to be honest.
Definitely. And it's not just because it's Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. It's the freaking refs too. Like, you have to overcome the playoff refs. Like, no way.
Dude, yeah, they don't call holding calls on the Chiefs in the playoffs, man. It's that's gospel, but dude,
Well, the ref took out Sean Payton and Sean Payton got a flag, bro. That's crazy.
dude,
I was
right?
kidding. Obviously, it was deserved, but-
Dude, Kansas City, again, they're 5-5 right now. I know their fans are down. I know they got a tough schedule, but they absolutely could somehow still finish 12-5 on the year and make the playoffs. They absolutely could. Man. I'm rooting for the Colts, dude. Daniel Jones, he's starting to turn the ball over too. And yeah, if you're rooting for KC, dude, have you watched them win 16 straight against us over the last 9 years, man? That's crazy. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, I would rather be the 2 or 3 seed. I would much rather be the 2 or 3 seed and not have the Chiefs in the playoffs than be the 1 seed. Okay. I understand the benefits of the 1 seed, like everything, guaranteed divisional playoff home game. And, you get to play the lowest seeded team in the division. But once again, until this team, I think you all need to, or anybody that is saying that in the local media is just severely underestimating this team when they've shown that they are not to be underestimated. Okay. For whatever reason, you could say whatever you want, but the reality of the situation is 5 out of the past 6 years, they've gone to the Super Bowl. They've made the AFC Championship every year. Mahomes has been the starter there. So to want that potentially in the playoffs of, maybe we could get a higher seed, it makes no sense. Like Mark said, we're going to go to Indy, and that's completely fine. We should have won in week 2. Yep. This time we'll win. And give me that, and, whatever. I'll take that over Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs.
We got to slay the beast.
Yeah.
Mr. Fantov nailed it. I'm rooting for the tie. That would be the best case scenario. You talk about the world's greatest tie. Give me that.
Here's
Oh,
another-
yeah.
Here's another scenario for you guys, though. Do you throw the game against the Jags coming up just to help the Jags keep pace over them? If it was like the last game of the season, let's say, and let's say it would get you the first. Okay, it would get you the first seed. It's you and the Colts for battling for the number 1 seed. Okay, you win the game week 18 against the Jags to get the number 1 seed. But if you lose the game, you get the number 2 seed, but it knocks out KC. What do you do?
I think at that point, you got to worry about yourself. Like at that point, you got to worry about you. That being said, I don't think anybody would be having any qualms because it would be so stupid if you went to if you had to go to the AFC Championship in either Gillette or Lucas Oil and they were the 1 seed and you lost a very winnable game that you probably would have won on your home turf. Like at that point, you got to worry about yourself. But I get what you're saying. I get the logic.
Dude, if we lose to the Jaguars, dude, it's over for us, man. That is a team that we absolutely need to beat, and we should beat even if we try to lose. That's how bad Trevor Lawrence.
They just smoked the Chargers.
Dude, I know.
Yeah.
Chargers gonna charge, dude, but
yeah,
they're
That's
going
a
from
good-
West Coast
that-
to East Coast.
That's the interesting thing. So if it was up to me, Jeremy, I would be like, lose the game, screw the bye week. The bye
I'm
week
with
would
you,
be that
dude.
week. The bye
I'm
week
with
would be
you.
that week because none of my starters are playing. But
I'm with
I think
you.
it sends a really, really bad message. Like you cannot send a message that you're scared of the Chiefs to that extent. But
I'm scared of the refs.
yeah, I'd low key be fine with it. Like be the 2
Dude.
seed and play the I don't know, Jags rather than play the Chiefs.
You call me
later on,
soft or
maybe?
whatever, dude. I absolutely don't want to face the Chiefs in the playoffs, dude.
Yeah,
Are you
no.
crazy, dude?
No,
Are you
you're crazy. People that say I want to face them, they're lying through their teeth. No, you don't, bro. No, you
Yeah.
don't.
man.
Fear no man. Y'all afraid of KC? I'm afraid of those whistles that they got yesterday, and because that's going to get even worse in January. So
100%.
Not letting Jaleel McLaughlin finish a play, dude. Are you
They'll go-
serious?
They'll go full rigged, dude. They'll go full rigged. And they'll have Taylor Swift up in the booth. They'll be showing her 50,000 times. It's like, no, I don't want any part of it.
Yeah.
Like, we handled our business. We did whatever. If you can keep them out of the playoffs, keep them out of the playoffs.
yeah,
Because
like
then
we
you
beat-
might get a fair game.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we beat the Chiefs yesterday, but we also had to beat the refs. I can promise you, they're not going to be that forgiving in January.
Agreed.
Dude, I love the Chiefs fans in here. Welcome. You're fully, always welcome in Broncos country. And man, I'm just so glad we won. Are we treating this like we won the Super Bowl? Hell yeah, we are. Hell yeah, we are, because we have arrived. This is what happens when you're beat down by a dynasty and you're the better team finally. That's what I'm talking about, man. So yeah, dude, everybody's over. Dude, you can't take David seriously right now. He thinks A.T. Perry is the way. I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to deny that, dude. We're undefeated, dude. A.T. Perry makes a 4-point difference against L.A. Dude, yes.
Hey, Pat, 1960. There you go.
That was a nice moment.
Mhm.
Dude, my 2 favorite moments of the whole thing yesterday, not even Bo Nix making clutch plays or whoever doing whatever. It was Patrick Mahomes whining to the officials to try to get a penalty after getting sacked by Jaquan McMillan. Like, he hit me in the head. Oh, bail me out. It's like, F off. And then the other thing was, the best part was the Kansas City Chief asking for Bo Nix's jersey after the game. Like, wow. Like,
Who did that?
we have come
Well,
full circle.
I looked it up. It was Jeffrey Bossa. They were all teammates.
I was about to say,
I don't care.
Yeah,
had to
no, I
have been
looked
an
at. I
Oregon
think
player.
he asked Troy, and then Troy was like, "No, you could take Bose or whatever." And then they were kind of like chit chatting. I'm like, they have to know each other, and it was Jeffrey Bossa from.
It's a
from
bad
Oregon.
look for a Kansas
It's a bad
City
look.
Chief
I
to
would
be-
hate it. Like, I hate that players do that. But it's just a new era. Like, you're gonna tell them like, don't be friends. Once the whistle blows, it kind of is what it is. But it's definitely different. You haven't seen that in the past.
Yeah, like you guys know that Worthy and Barron are like best friends, and like Worthy was at Barron's draft party and everything. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if they exchange jerseys after the game. Like,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just a
for
normal thing. Like, I don't
I
know.
wish
It
was a
is,
good
but
thing,
you could have made that arrangement after, like, not on the national television.
Well, and that's the big thing. Like, that's something, Peyton Manning, people always thought like he would never want to exchange jerseys. Same with Tom Brady. And they did it a lot, but they never did it in the public eye because they're like, we don't want to like portray that, which I get. Yeah. But like, again, I also understand that like if I'm playing against one of my best friends, once the game's done, it's like you're back to normal life, dude.
Well, you can just ask them ahead of time. Be like, bro, after the game, send me your jersey. I'll send you my whatever. You don't need it to be like, hey, we just lost a huge game.
They gotta post it for the gram. I know. I'm with you. I see both sides of it. I lean more towards like where you're at with that, but
well, I enjoyed it personally. Watching a Chiefs player ask for our quarterback who just beat you jersey. That was nice.
Dude, I enjoyed the fact that Travis Kelce is such a front runner, dude. Didn't even speak with the media. He was so upset losing to the Broncos, man. Dude, what a softie, dude. What a softie. I love it, man. He terrorized us for years. But man, when he loses, dude, he cannot handle it. He cannot handle it, dude. Hey, he's like Devin Booker, dude. Always dodging the mic. Never wanting to get on and talk when his team doesn't perform, man. I'm so over Travis Kelce, dude.
Yeah, when you lose, keep that same energy, Trav. That's all I have to say. And Chris Jones, the same way. I loved seeing them on the bench as the field goals going through the uprights, just being like, now you know how it feels just a little bit. You guys got bailed out last year, and man, it's great.
Dude, ever since we did the vertical streams, the takes in the chat have just gone nuclear.
They have. Is that what it is?
Yes,
the vertical was.
Yes, the vertical is bringing in a whole new audience. I love it. But yeah, what are we going to do? Harvey isn't an every down back. We talked a little bit about it earlier on, Jared. But yeah, maybe we sign a veteran to the practice squad. But I think we're probably rolling with Jaleel and RJ moving forward until we have some issues. But I'm not concerned. I am concerned.
You see Mike A's comment? You can pull it up on the screen. Bro,
Yeah.
how funny would it be if the Broncos named their new stadium Starbucks Stadium at Mile High?
Dude,
and this take actually ended up being correct, but in the complete opposite way that he intended for it to be.
Dude, yeah.
I think it'd be cool, man.
I don't know why Chiefs fans were dunking on me last night saying Nick's going to be out of the league in a couple of years. I'm like, shoot, dude, he just outplayed Patrick Mahomes.
What's so dumb is they don't realize they're making fun of themselves. Like, if that's true, you just lost to a future Starbucks employee. Like, what does that say about you? Like, how do you not see that that's not a diss? Like, you're making fun of yourself that you're not good enough to beat a fraud or a scrub or whatever you want to call them. It's ridiculous.
Dude, you know what these guys are asking for? They're saying, why isn't Andy Reid drawn up more plays for Tyquan Thornton?
I mean, I can promise you, he's not going to get that lucky every week and have an OPI completely ignored every week.
100%.
Is he? I mean, maybe he will because he plays for the Chiefs, but I don't know. Andy Reid's probably thinking that his dumbass kids is going to do something else again.
Well, if he does work, if Nick's does start working at Starbucks, there will be a Kansas City Chief asking him to sign his green apron at the end of it.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But dude, I'm so glad we're going into the bye week just on cloud 9, dude. I love the fact that we're frauds.
I need a break from Twitter.
Dude, thank God Gregory's in here. I was wondering when his puny little ass was going to show up here and troll Markey. So
hell yeah, bro. Missed you, dude. We were actually talking about it. I was like, where the hell is Gregory when we need him?
His photo in that is like he just did something really bad to you and you don't know exactly what he did.
Yeah, he commented on my videos, bro.
And you're looking up at him.
Yeah.
You feel like I feel like I'm on the ground, like wondering what just happened. And then that's the person like looking at me. I'm like, oh geez, what? It's the best. Yeah. I thought about that. I thought about you, Greg.
Dude, I love Gregory, man. I love Gregory. Always trolling.
But if the Chiefs fans want my honest take, instead of thinking they should draw more things up for Tyquan Thornton, I think that they should be begging more for more Brashard Smith and Elijah Mitchell on the run game, because Kareem Hunt is not it. And y'all got Jalen Royals, man. Remember how much we love Jalen Royals? Where's he at?
Dude, Tyquan Thornton getting reps over Royals, dude. Washed Hollywood Brown. All he did was get a phantom Riley Moss call. Dude, those guys are names, man. Juju Smith-Schuster, what does he do? Yeah.
That's
Dude.
my point. Like, you've got to develop your guys at some point, dude. It might be rough, but it's already rough. Pull out Rashard Smith. All he's done, I feel like, is shown some juice.
I mean,
And Jalen Royals.
Listen, they've been one of the worst teams at developing offensive skill guys over the past few years, though. You think about Sky Moore, completely wasted pick. You think about Kadarius Toney, awful experiment. So bad. And really, Mahomes' job is just to bail out the horrible decisions that their GM, Brett Veach, makes. So, yeah. And
they took Clyde Edwards-Helaire over Jonathan Taylor. Could you imagine if they had drafted Jonathan Taylor?
They would have won 4 straight.
That's why you don't give players power to select on who you select, because they texted Mahomes in the middle of the draft, "Who do you want?" He said Clyde Edwards-Helaire. If he had been even a little bit of a ball knower, they would have drafted T. Higgins or JT. I'm sorry, players don't know ball.
Yeah, just ask LeBron James.
One thing I want to say, and it goes along exactly with what you're saying about the way drafting talent. When you have an organization that just sees 40 times and talent or RAS scores or whatever, then you end up missing on certain Sky Moores and all these different people. Remember Sky Moore coming out? His athletic ability was insane. But before we started, both Mark and Alex, I recapped how we got to this position of being like a powerhouse in 5 years, basically. And the main thing is George and Sean look for the type of player that is the culture. It's not that they can come in and flip a culture because of what they say or whatever, but they draft the Pat Bryants, they draft Bo Nixes, they draft the type of guys that can handle these situations of being coming through when it's, it's not just the straight talent guys. And we sometimes, as like people on the side, being like, "Oh, draft this guy, because he's like talented," but like they have a certain type of guy that they are attracted to, and that's why it's paying dividends now. And that's why people were like, "Oh, it's ugly, it's not this, it's not that, you're not doing there's a million different things." But like the makeup of the football team, from the character of the football team, I should say, is why we're in the position we are.
Maybe that's why they love to draft guys from like Texas or Utah, because those guys, like, they've been on good programs, but they've also had heartbreaking losses. They've never like won everything. And you know that they've had some seasons where they go through some struggle, or Oregon, right, with Bo Nix. I mean, it really could be a thing, because, dude, you got to think about it. Like, I think Pat Surtain mentioned it once, or maybe it was Jerry Jeudy. Like, Pat Surtain, I think, from high school and college has lost like 3 games.
That's so insane.
And there's a lot of guys that went to that. I think now with the new like transfer rules, it's not going to necessarily be like that, the transfer portal, but it's like, yeah, how are you supposed to judge like the football character of somebody, or like if someone really loves football when they're getting their ass kicked? And so those are the things that make players like really good players in the NFL, in my opinion, is that like even when you're losing, even when things are tough, you love to play. I saw, man, I wish I wrote the guy's name down. I think you would have been proud of me, David, because I was watching some college football on Saturday, and I saw this kid. They were losing like 35-3. Forgot the team, and this like 300-pound lineman was hustling his ass off to make this tackle. And I was like, I don't know who that is. I was gonna look it up, and then I got distracted. I was like, I want that dude on my team immediately. I don't even know who he is, and I don't even know if he's good at football. But that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. Like, hell yeah, give me that guy.
Dude, Desmond Watson, baby.
Exactly.
Well, and look at like the 2 position groups that we have that are supposed to be like the diva positions, the wide receiver position and the cornerback / DB positions. We have like the most least diva guys ever in those positions, and those are usually. And look at the Chiefs; they have those. That's to the max for them. You know what I mean?
There's only one room, there's only room for one diva in this organization, and it's Sean Payton, baby.
Yes, yeah.
I will be the diva.
I'm the only asshole here, bro. No one's gonna out asshole me. Nobody will out asshole me.
That's probably true.
We keep our asshole in the building. They keep their asshole on a highway in Dallas, almost killing people.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt. Well,
boom. I love that.
Any other hot takes, scorching hot takes before we shut this thing down, man? Maybe if Taylor Swift would have shown up to the game, they would have won. I don't know. I don't know,
It'd
dude.
be
Bear down,
pretty
dude.
funny. It'd be pretty funny if they didn't make the playoffs this year and Taylor Swift divorces them. She like cut off the engagement.
That was the
Could you
thing that
imagine?
broke the camel's back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's like, you're a loser now.
You can't even make the playoffs, you bum.
Yeah. Well, cool.
Nothing else.
Guys, we'll shut this thing down. Shout out to the Bears. I love it, dude. They're winning the division right now too. Also, Dan Campbell, dumbass decision making yesterday. That was insane. Just not kicking field goals in a brawl game. But we'll shut this thing down. Guys, please go subscribe to all my friends. Jeremy over at Broncos Unbridled, Kodiak in the bottom left over at Kodiak Broncos, and Mark over at Marquee Sports. Real quick, let's go around. What content you guys got coming up? Shows, Kodiak?
Well, if I just started doing this, so the past 4 or 5 nights, I have done a Broncos After Dark segment. I've done that on my channel for the past 4 or 5 days, so I don't know when I'm going to start it tonight. I'm probably going to shower because I just got home from work and came straight here. But if you want to troll Chiefs fans a little bit more, because I imagine that they're going to be rolling deep in my comment section if it's going to be anything like this, make sure to check me out there. And also make sure to check me out on TikTok if you want to fight with other Broncos fans about whatever, because my TikTok comments are always controversial. And while you're there, make sure you follow the guy above me and the guy to my right as well. Those guys are linked in my bio, and David and Mark.
Thank you. Mark?
Yeah, man, go check out his show after. He makes a great after night show, and it's a wonderful voice to listen to when you're trying to wind down. He's got that deep monotone, little sexy radio voice. So definitely go make sure you check that out. No, man, I don't really have anything on the schedule. I kind of want to do a little bit more film reviews now that we have the bye week, which is going to be helpful. And going through all that, I've cut up some clips and put them on the shorts. But no, really just the usual, man. Talking about the state of the team. Maybe we'll throw in some Avs and some Nuggets stuff as well, because I've been wanting to do that. I've been flirting with opening up a new channel or doing it on ours, but I really feel like there's a lot to talk about with those sports. But I hate and love the bye week at the same time, because I feel like it takes forever. But also it's like, man, we could all use the bye week. We could all use the bye week to just like chill out and actually, relax a little bit. So that's kind of what I'm going to do.
That's great.
Why are you rooting for the Colts?
I'm a Broncos fan. That's why.
Fuck the Chiefs. That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, I love it. Jeremy, and will you be doing anything live this week, or just till the next post game?
Probably not till the next post game, but
or horsepower.
Yeah. Next game is going to be obviously Sunday Night Football. We don't have one this weekend, but Sunday Night Football. I can't wait for that game, and I am going to be probably working on a new intro for the horsepower hour that I've been cooking up here. So.
More AI madness. Yeah,
I'm old school. I'm analog.
I want to see Patrick Mahomes come out of a horse's butthole.
Wow. I think Mike
That's
A
how
would
it
enjoy
starts.
that.
That's the opening scene.
Like the scene from Ace Ventura 2 when he's coming out of the. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah, I love it. Well, guys, today's show was amazing. Thank you, chat. You guys were awesome. Not just the Broncos fans, but I mean everybody else in here. It was great too. So y'all be sure to subscribe. We'll be back again next Monday to preview the Commanders game, and hopefully dunk on the Chiefs losing to Kansas City. Losing to Indianapolis
or tying.
Let's hope.
Oh yes, or tie. So until next time, guys. Go Broncos.
Go Broncos, baby.
God bless Bo Nix. That's sacrifice.
He's grabbed and he's